What is up? It's the Sunday, but it's a Sunday we don't go to an Alamo Women game. It's a Sunday for a stadium tour. Today we are going to Celtic Stadium tour because I couldn't get tickets for the Celtic v Hearts. So we're going today, and yeah, we'll see you there for the stadium tour. This is going to be amazing. I'm telling you what, and we might see the players because of their game against Hibernian. So it's possible. So yeah. About 5 minutes to the stadium tour. 30.
Tell you a story about a man called Andrew Cairns. Now, Andrew Cairns was born in 1840 in Ballymote in County Sligo. And he would come across to Glasgow in 1855 when he was 15 years of age. And he would move across for the famine that was happening in Ireland at the time. And when he came across to Glasgow, he would join a religious sect called the Maris Brothers. The Maris Brothers were a teaching order from France. So he would go and he would spend a bit of time in France, and that ecclesiastical title was Brother Walford. And he would become a teacher, and he would become the headmaster of Sacred Heart Primary School. And he saw how poor firsthand it was for the Irish immigrants that had come over here, but also for the Scots as well. And he wanted to do something to help the children, specifically the children. So he would create something called the Poor Children's Dinner Table, or the Penny Dinner Scheme. But in order for him to raise funds for it, he saw how there were a team that were founded in the east of Scotland for the Irish immigrants in the east. They had just won the Scottish Cup in 1887. And he asked them to come to Glasgow to parade the trophy. But as friendlies were few and far between, he needed something a wee bit more concrete. So the idea for Celtic Football Club was born on the 6th of November 1887 at St Mary's in the area of Carlton, which is in Glasgow. And he would invite a man called John Glass to help him come and put a team together. And he would also in Springfield Road, and he asked the navvies and the road builders to come together to help make the ground serviceable. And he would play the first game there on the 28th of May 1888. Does anybody know who that first game was against?
Rangers.
That mob across the road.
Sorry, I was Rangers.
They then 49ers.
Do you know the score?
No, I can't remember.
No.
I think
I was only a wee boy then.
So it was 5-2 to Celtic. Neil McCallum would score Celtic's first ever goal. James Kelly would be Celtic's first ever captain. And Tom Maley would score Celtic's first ever hat-trick. And just think about, this team was put together on the back of helping the less fortunate, in Scotland. It really makes football 3-1 after a replay. But Celtic would win the North Eastern Cup in 1889, and they would win it the following year again. However, they would never take part in the competition again, as they were invited to take part in the first Scottish League, which was in 1890. 1892 would see Celtic win their first major honour. They would win the Scottish Cup by beating Queen's Park at Ibrox. And it would also see them raise the rent from their old ground from £50 to £450. And Celtic went, oh no, that's a bit steep for us, and they would come here to London Road. And again they would ask the communities, the Scots and the Irish, the road builders and navvies to come together to help build the stadium. And it was considered one of the best in Britain at the time, so much so that all the Scotland and England internationals were held here for the next decade. So move on to 1897, there was a major change at Celtic, driven by the fact that they were beaten 4-2. Manager, do we know who the first manager is? Willie Maley was quite simply known as the boss, and the man who made Celtic. He would manage Celtic for the next 43 years. I don't know if you can imagine a manager lasting 3 years, never mind 43 years in this day and age. So, I'll talk about some of the trophies that's in here as well. Okay, so the first trophy we've got here is the British League Cup in 1902. One that was a competition that was held in Kelvin Grove, and it was actually won by, believe it or not, Rangers at Mob across the road. They won this in 1901. However, in 1902 there was the first Ibrox disaster, and it was a game between England and Scotland, and 25 people lost their lives. So Rangers would put the trophy up as a way to raise funds for the victims of the disaster. And they would invite the two best teams in England at the time, Sunderland and Everton, along with Celtic, to play in the competition. Celtic would beat Sunderland 5-1 in the semi-final with a hat-trick from Jimmy Quinn. And this, which is in the case just here, this is a Jimmy Quinn top. And this is actually from a wee bit later, this is from 1912. But what I always love about this top is you can still see the blood stains that's actually on the top. Alright. So Celtic would play Rangers in the final of the competition, and they would beat them 2-1 after extra time in a replay. But actually, Rangers expected Celtic to hand the trophy back. But as it was emphasised as a one-off British League Cup, Celtic kept the trophy. And seemingly Rangers have written to Celtic to play them to win the trophy back, and Celtic have politely refused. So it remains here in our cabinet. So Willie Maley at this point in time is putting together a new, younger team. And this team would go on and win 6 championships in a row from 1905 to 1910, which is what this shield is here. This is the 6th in a row shield from 1905 to 1910. This is considered the second best team in Celtic's history. And each of the players' names are etched into the circles actually on the shield itself. And the last great trophy for Willie Maley is the Empire Exhibition Trophy. So this was a competition that was put together in 1938 to commemorate the Empire Exhibition that was going on in Bellahouston Park. The Celtic would actually play Sunderland in the quarter-finals. They would beat them 3-1. They would play Hearts, a quintuplet of trophies never won before or will again. And it was all done with a team that were born within 30 miles of Celtic Park. 10 of them within 12 miles of Celtic Park. On that run, they would beat, on the run to the final in the European Cup, they would beat FC Zurich 2-0 at home, 3-0 away. They would beat Nantes 3-1 at both home and away. They would play the team up here with the white top and the red stripe, Vojvodina Novi Sad, which was a Yugoslavian team, which is now a Serbian team. They would lose 1-0 away from home. and they would beat them 2-0 at home, with Billy McNeil scoring in the last minute of the game. They would go on and play Dukla Prague, where they would beat them 3-1 at home, and they would draw nothing each away to come up against the Italians. Now, the Italians were by far the favourites to win this competition. They had won it on 2 previous occasions, in 1964 and 1965. You'll see him standing in front of that, so you'll see that as well. Now, if you want to follow me,
This is insane.
stick them on the seat. We're just going to wait here for a wee second, okay? While I gather everybody in. Yes, everybody can follow us.
What the? Care if we win, lose, or draw. Oh, I really want you to touch that grass.
Someone can take a
This is
picture of me.
insane. Green Brigade. Boys.
Well, see what they do. You come watch our gym.
Blow up here. Very top. Wow. Oh, the seats are so comfy. Wow. I've never seen this. I've only seen photos of it. This is like look, Green Brigades are all the way over there. And you've got the boys just up here. But go down in the comments and say which one's better, Green Brigade or the boys. I bet most of you will say the Green Brigade because they're bigger. But anyway, this is an absolute insane stadium tour. Like, I'm up in the director's box. Wow.
For the people, by the people. For a wee seat, and then I'll take you all up to the touring deck. Okay. So just wait here a wee second. Well, you can go down and film the
Thank you. So guys, that's the stadium tour done. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.